Look, I like what you said, which is people pick on analysts and their targets. You've been very brave with yours, and you've run in part into 2025. You say 6,500 is possible, but to get to 6,500, that is obviously a very, very soft landing.
Yes.
And solid earnings growth.
Yes. So back in July, I did a big mid-year outlook, and I ran the numbers on all of my targets. Now, it's way too early to put out a 2025 target yet, right? But we have 5 different models. We ran the math on them, and the median on that was like 6,150. So this was back in July. You know, just sentiment models, valuation models, that kind of thing. One thing we struggled with when we were writing that piece is, what do you do to the economy? Because 0 to 2% GDP, a GDP test is one of our models, and 0 to 2% GDP, stocks are normally down. If you look at 2 to 4% GDP, that's what we ultimately baked in. That's not the consensus forecast right now, but 2 to 4% is a quite strong environment for equities. We've been seeing consensus estimates hovering at like 1.7, 1.8 for next year, and they're kind of stuck. They're not moving all that much. We're in this weird environment post-COVID where we keep underestimating GDP and having to chase our tails as a forecasting community by jacking the numbers up after we see they were stronger than we thought. That has been going on now for a number of years. If you look back post-GFC, pre-COVID, it was the exact opposite. Numbers on GDP always started out too high and had to be ratcheted down. So I think people haven't abandoned that muscle memory yet. So that was a leap of faith I had to make, you know, to kind of get to that kind of 6,150, 6,200 number. My valuation model right now, we did update that last week post the Fed. I ran 3 different stress tests. On my earnings of 268, which are pretty conservative, that gets you to around 6,200. If you want to take consensus earnings, which are over, you know, kind of like 280, 350, that's where you can get to 6,500. But, you know, I think maybe 62, that's the number we kind of keep coming up more right now.